here at last, ladies and gentlemen. It's Friday. It's Friday morning. Welcome to it. So, I'm hoping to post this around midnight. And the reason I'm going to do that is because, quite frankly, I need a little sleep. And trying to get up to do this in the morning is probably going to be a little harder than it sounds. Plus, I hate cutting it so close. I've been doing it quite a bit lately. In any case, let's say we start getting down to this. Now, as you know, heathensoullore.net, link in the description below. And you can check out Winifred Hodge Rose's book, which is amazing. If you're into this kind of thing, then it's perhaps the book for you. If not, maybe you know someone that might enjoy it. If you buy the ebook or the softcover versions, you get 4 readings to be redeemed at any time, and you get a birthday reading. If you buy the hardcover black and white like the one I own, you will get 5 readings and a birthday reading. And if you purchase the hardcover full color, it's readings for a year. And the birthday reading, of course. I will never leave out the birthday reading. If you don't have the funds to do that, that's fine. Just go on over to heathensoullore.net, check out the site, read some of those articles. It's a good way to try before you buy, if nothing else. And maybe you might learn something. Never know. Even if you're just looking into what the concepts of the soul were like for, you know, our ancestors back in the day, it's still a good idea to kind of get to know them. Kind of go and seek those things out so that you understand your ancestry a little bit better. Also, if you really just want one reading, just be a subscriber. Bring a friend. Have that friend name you as the reason you're there, or the reason that they are there. And I'll give each one of you a free reading as long as that friend subscribes, of course. And if you don't have a friend to bring along, you can always toss me something off my Amazon wish list. I've thrown a few more items on there. It could be a $25 book, and guess what? You still get 2 readings and a birthday reading. There you go. Could even be a $10 book, a new tarot cloth, whatever. It's all gravy, baby. But the way to get the free readings is to be a subscriber, bring a friend, have that friend name you after they've subscribed, and guess what? You each get free readings. And if you'd like another, you just repeat the process. Your friend can do the same. That way, you bring me the gift of you and a friend, and I give you the gift of a reading. You know, my favorite types of readings to do are birthday readings, and I'll tell you why. Because I'm reading for an entire year, and I'm excited to see just where it is you're going. Because maybe I can help. Maybe I can give you a little advice for that year. Maybe you're on the wrong path, and maybe you just need a little bit of a diversion from that path just to put yourself where you need to be. And that's all I have to offer. Not looking to build a cult here, people. Not my goal at all. In fact, if you really want to know what my goal is, full transparency, I'll give it to you right now. I want to see you take your power back. I want to see you take control of your life. Take responsibility for yourself. Take your world and change it by changing you. That's it. That's all I want. I don't want 1,000,000 followers. I don't want a big church or anything like that. I just want you to work on you. Do your part. Don't worry about anyone else. Just don't. That part doesn't matter. Because once you change you, you will attract all that you ever wanted. It's only on the other side of your fear, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. So, let's see who you are this weekend. Ragnarok again. Well, we are ending a week. We're ending a week, we're ending some work, we're ending some things, and we're also facing some endings. Now, the question is, how will you face those ends? Will you face them with bravery and courage? Here's the thing. We all say we want change. We want change. We want positive change in our lives. We want all that great stuff to come in. And then what happens? It starts coming and we panic. We panic and we suddenly want things to be like they were because they were familiar, they were convenient, or whatever. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you right now, you can't stay chained to the past and expect a future. It's that simple. So, how will you be guided? We got Mani again. And as I'm fond of saying, he always gives off this vibe of, I don't have time to explain, kid, get in the fucking chariot. Why? Because he is being chased by a wolf, and he doesn't have time for shenanigans. He doesn't have time for games and playing around. And your time is precious. And he reminds us that we should be grateful for each passing minute, using time well is a virtue, being mindful of how you use your time, which may mean doing very little, if that is of benefit. And the Vikings, they told time by the moon, not the sun. A 28-day moon cycle was a reliable timekeeper. Also, being seafarers, they were aware of the connection between the cycles of the moon and the tides, especially around peak tides of the full moon. Incredibly competent navigators, they relied on the position of the moon as well as the planets and stars to guide them on their voyages. But see, we're kind of coming off that Ragnarok card, which, like I said, something's coming to an end. But we're all subject to the cycle of birth, life, death, and rebirth. No matter how difficult the situation, it's not the end of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, we're coming upon a weekend. As we all know, that work week tends to go very slowly. Sometimes it's over before we know it. Like today, right now. What were you thinking on Monday? Oh my goodness, it's going to be such a long week. And let me tell you, this week has been kind of rough on people. It's been kind of rough on me. My viewer counts have not been what they usually are. However, I know one thing. You're still here. And as long as you're still here, I'm still going to be here. Even if you're not here, I'm still reading these every day. I've stopped putting out the previews because I think people just kind of look at that and then they're like, okay, I don't really need any nuance to it. And that's fine. But really, I think the nuance is worth it, don't you? If you're here, obviously you agree with me. And if you do, share this out with friends. You never know. One of them may need a message or two. So, it's not the end of the world, but our weekends tend to be very short. We got Friday night, and oh my goodness, time to wind down. Saturday morning, oh yeah, I got a whole bunch of projects I'm going to get to. By Sunday, we're like, where did the time go? I got work tomorrow. Oh no, what now? Right? And it doesn't matter when your weekend is. Those 2 days off, they tend to go by very quickly. So it's important to use this weekend very wisely. Let's see who the spirit animal is. The dove spirit. You know, last week we had a little incident where I said this before. I'll say it again because the dove spirit does remind us of it. You cannot make peace with others if you're not at peace with yourself. You really can't. The change has to start with you, and then you will begin to attract. Those who don't support you were never your friends. Those who were friends on a condition were never your friends. Are you starting to understand that? Starting to get it into your head here? Those who support you, even in passing, those people are invaluable. There will be people, your friends, who will tell you when you're messing up. You need to be listening to them because they have some salient advice you need to take. Okay? But this weekend is not one for worry. So let's see what's on your mind here. Got an Ace of Cups. We have an Empress. We have a Two of Cups. Oh, wow. So, starting off, we're kind of thinking about those new emotional opportunities. Those kind of new feelings. This weekend you'll be exploring some of those. And it's important to always be nurturing them. Nurture them, respect them, love them. And here's why. Two of Cups. We're just coming off of Valentine's Day. We're not even a few days removed from it yet. And the soulmate card comes up. Did you know that your soulmate is not one you'll necessarily marry? It's true. Guys, your soulmate could be another guy. Ladies, your soulmate could be another lady. It's true. These could be people that you are just close friends with. You have an energy that just sinks. The two of you get into a room, no matter how bad your day has been, that other person will light you up and keep you that way. They will guide you, they will support you, they will do everything in their power, and you would do the same for them. That is your soulmate right there. Like you, they chose to be here in this time with these circumstances. And they have the same attitude you do of no one left behind. I really want you to get that into your mind. Let it sit there. Let it really sit there and take root. Because that's who you're working with this weekend. Alright, so in the body here, we have a Five of Wands. We got a Nine of Coins. And an Eight of Cups. Five of Wands. Kind of fighting with yourself a little bit, aren't you? This is sort of a sparring session in the physical realm. So it can literally It can literally be a bit of a fight that you're in. There's nothing wrong with being in a little bit of a fight, but you know what? It's important not to focus too much on it. Because every moment that you're sitting there fighting, you're losing something. Now, what you're moving into, the reason for that fight is right here. This 9 of coins. This is the garden of prosperity you've built. And yes, you have to fight to protect it, because it is yours. You have earned it. Every bit. And you've built this so that you can take care of yourself and others. Don't I always tell you, be sure to take care of yourselves and each other. That's what the 9 of coins represents. This weekend, that's exactly what you're doing. This is how you're displaying your peace. This is how you're using your time wisely. Working with that soulmate to create something that you can share with others from the abundance of your knowledge, from the wealth of your wisdom. And of course, it's not a bad thing to enjoy the fruits of your labor. Not at all. Then we have this 8 of Cups here. And this 8 of Cups, I know I pulled this one for someone at work. This is moving on. This is taking flight. This is the work is done. It's time to move on to that next thing. It's time to release it. Leave your comfortable nest and look for some unknown possibilities. There are wide open spaces. Just kind of discover what lies on the other side. Something else beckons. So trust that call. You have a new chapter opening up. Right? Pointing at Ragnarok right here. These two cards are connecting. This card's connecting here. These cards are connecting here. I mean, this is a pretty tight and cohesive little message. And it wants to get out. Spiritually speaking, we have a 2 of Wands. We have a Page of Cups. We also have a Hermit. Alright. 2 of Wands. I've seen this card before. 2 of Wands is it's our choice. It's a creative choice too. And when you have a creative choice, you're also kind of making a little bit of risk. But this is actually a wonderful position to be in. You're on top of the world right now, and anything is possible. So it's time to take stock of your hard work. Have you ever read one of those books? They were called Choose Your Own Adventure type books. Does anyone remember those? Did you ever have those in your library as a child? I did. And what these books did, they were sort of like role-playing games back in the day. So you would take this book and you would read that first chapter. At the end of the chapter, it would say, if you choose to do this action, go to page 32. If you choose to do this action, go to page 16. If you choose this action, go to page 41. You would choose an action, you would go to that page, and you would see what the next part of the story is for you, for your decision. So this is definitely that choose your own adventure kind of card in the spirit. You're okay, but now it's time to evaluate what you have. Then we move into the Page of Cups, and this is where it starts to get a little, not really strange, but a little youthful, shall we say. Sometimes being youthful can be a bit strange, but this is where you're trusting your feelings and you're taking time for introspection. You're starting a new creative venture. Remember, wands are all about that creative fire, but here it's about emotion. But this one is talking about creativity. Something sparked from the soul. This is the very power I keep talking about, the power to create. Let me tell you something. In RPG circles, there is a meme going around, and it says, you know, what was it? I'm a DM or dungeon master, or you're a dungeon master because you want to create worlds for people to explore. I'm a dungeon master because I want to indulge my god complex. We are not the same. The thing about us, the divine spark within us all, is our creativity, the ability to create, to make. Something else that's been going around for that new Lord of the Rings trailer on YouTube, for the Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, evil cannot create. It can only corrupt and destroy what good men have made. And I know I'm not quoting that directly, but that's the gist of it. Evil can only corrupt what good men have made. Evil cannot invent. Evil cannot create. How are you evil if you can still create? You're not. Indulge in a little creativity. But here's the thing. You're going to have to go inward to find that divine spark, that little bit of divine inspiration. Because that's where your creativity should come from. It should come from within. And if you're lit up, if you're within your own power now, if you're certain of yourself, and you damn well should be by now, you can begin to create. If not, now is the time to go. Remember, this card's about introspection, the two of Wands. This card's about introspection, so is this, but this Hermit even more so than the Two of Wands. So it's time for you to really start thinking about what is your next project, if you have one, and where should it come from? It should come from deep within the soul. So it's time to kind of spend a little time with yourself, get to know yourself a little better, treat yourself well, befriend yourself a little bit, and figure out what it is you can create, what inspires you, so that you can inspire others. You know, we're going to work our light, aren't we? I hope so, because that's exactly the deck I've chosen. So, this is what I've been talking about. The crumbling. What have you been hanging on to? This is a question that you really need to ask yourself. What are you hanging on to that is not serving you? What are you hanging on to that is hindering you, that is not letting you move forward? I can't explain that one any better. Also, it is time for you to get a little grounded. It's time for you to be a little honest with yourself. It also says connect with nature, especially if you're highly sensitive right now. If you're empathic or you have any of those kind of intuitive abilities, connecting with nature, getting out into nature, guess what? You are nature. You need to reconnect with yourself. If that means going out into the woods for a little while, fine. If that means just going out for a walk, do so. It doesn't matter how you do it, just do it. Been sitting inside a little too long? Get outside. Been in the city too long? Get out into the middle of nowhere for a little while. Go for a walk. Get some fresh air. Very simple stuff, people. It does not have to be complicated. And then finally, our star mother, how can you mother yourself? How can you take care of yourself, right? You got to take care of yourself or you'll never take care of anyone else. I mean, these are very simple messages. Friends and neighbors, family and tribe. They will never be anything else. This is not complicated. Let's go to the runes. We have Nalthes, we have Fehu, and Algiz. So put very simply, this is going to be endurance. You're going to have to endure some pretty off the wall stuff for just a little while. It's not going to be long. It's like taking that little run on the treadmill. You're shooting for 10 minutes, guess what? That first 5 minutes is going to be every part of your being saying, just stop, give up, get off this thing, and you're going to say, no, I'm going to stick this out. Fehu, of course, is your wealth. This does not have to be money. We've said that before. But it's important that you share it. So if you have knowledge of something, you have a little wisdom to share, share it. But remember, it has to come from within, it has to come from deep within the soul. And finally, Algiz. You are protected. But you also may find an awakening in here. During that little meditation, during that walk, during that time spent sitting on a tree log or a stump somewhere, just enjoying the quiet, turning off the music for a little while, turning off the podcast, turning off the audiobook, and just listening to the sounds around you, closing your eyes, breathing. However it is you do it, however it is you get back to your center, that's what you need to be doing this weekend. Because when you come out of it, you're going to be full of just profound things to share. Some people will look at you like, where is this coming from? We've never heard this from you before. Some of you, you've been sharing it already, but the messages will become even more loud and pronounced now. You will get people's attention. Very much so. You will have achieved that awakening. But you need to plan carefully. You may experience delays. That Fehu is also overall good fortune. And guess what? Algiz is your connection to the divine. It's also your intuition. That's what's awakening within you. Ladies and gentlemen, intuitive ability doesn't happen to a few random select people. The gods do not look down and go, yeah, that's the one we need today. Well, forget the rest. We are a species with amnesia. Our intuition can help us remember. Let the past go. If you've been all about that new year, new me stuff that's been going around, it's time to start acting like it. I don't have tea today because I'm about to go to bed. I'm going to get this edited down and posted. I will send the links out in the morning, after I get up, of course. I might just send them out now. I don't know. Actually, I'm going to save that. I'm making tokens for Gaslands out of that. But I thank you so much for joining me. It's always a great thing to do these weekend readings for you. I enjoy them so much. And I enjoy it when you come and have a look at them. What I enjoy most is when you come to have a look at them, when you come to listen to me ramble on, and you get something out of it. And I hope you did. So just remember, I love you all. Take care of yourselves and each other. Just like this 9 of Coins says, always do what lights you up from within. And as always, my friends, shine on. Oh, hello. Oh, good to see you decided to stick around. Oh, don't mind me. I'm just putting things away, making sure everything is nice and where it belongs. So, yeah, I'm not really sure what to talk about. I'm not even really sure why I turned the camera back on, but I don't know. There is one thing I've always wondered. You know what? I want to put something in front of you. There's a group that claims they're oppressed, that claims that lies and deception have been used, and all the while they tend to use lies and deception themselves, and they wonder why they're losing people. I know some people are going, oh yeah, I know what side that is. Oh, it's those people. Oh no, it's those other people right there. You know what I've come to realize? It's not just one group. It's not just one side. It's both. Both sides are doing that. I've noticed there are people on Twitter that claim oppression, and they're lying and engaging in all types of mental gymnastics to try to convince me that they're the righteous holy warriors in their cause, whatever that is, and anyone who doubts is a heretic, and well, they should be canceled and all this other stuff. Well, and then you go to Clouthub and you'll find pretty much the same thing. Same thing. No, we're oppressed, and it's from people like you. Again, I tell you, you come into your own power, there will be people that are just dead set against you. And if you look, it's not just one side or another. It's both. Neither side wants you to be in control of yourself, in control of your life, much less happy in any shape, form, or fashion. And I know the reason why. They are miserable. And in order for them to be happy, they must micromanage your life to the subatomic level. Both sides will tell you what games to play, what music to listen to, what to think, not how to think. Never how to think. Always what to think. What does this have to do with you being in your power? Your ability to think, your ability to reason, your ability to use logic and sense. All that hinges on you. You don't have to agree with me in all things. You're fine just the way you are to me. Unless you're letting someone else control you. Let me tell you something you probably don't know. Maybe you already do. Corporate media cannot give you an identity, but they're damn sure trying. That in itself has turned into a religion. And if you do not listen, you are the heretic. And they will cast you out. They will result to all the things that they claim their oppressors have done to them. And if you don't side with either of them, you are nothing without them. My question has always been, if I'm nothing without you, why are you trying so hard to derail me here? Always remember that. You know, there's a good chance they may get you today. They may get you tomorrow. You never know. But they'll always get exactly what they put out there. Always. Without exception. They will be their own undoing. You know what? Let me pick on the church a little bit. Because I've told the story of how for years I've been told D&D was so evil. And then one summer I played it with some friends and found out it's really anything but. And I say I made the mistake of calling out the lies. I really don't think that was such a mistake. I called it out then. I will not allow you to lie. You can believe anything you want. But if you're going to start spouting it, you're not going to have a guy who sits here and just sits quietly. No. Like I said during the reading, friends will tell you when you're messing up. Always keep in mind, the lies never stand. And guess what? When you lie, you violate trust. And when you do that, if you get it back at all, you better count your lucky stars, and you had best do everything you can to retain what trust you got back. Some people never get it back. The people who lied to me about, games and music and all that, they'll never get that trust back, ever. I will never trust them again. I forgive them. I'm just not stupid enough to ever trust them. And those on the other side who lied, they don't get my trust either. I can trust someone who's honest with me. And as I've always said, you might want to shoot straight with me, because I will do it with you. Oh sure, I might get angry. I might even storm off. But I'll get over it. And then we'll work on it together. Just remember, the people who cannot accept the things that you do because they want to micromanage every detail of your life, they are doing it because they are miserable. They're miserable because they see you in your power. You are a threat to the lie and to their comfort. That's why they oppose you so hard. Stay in truth. Stay in power. Stay in your light. Don't dim it for anyone. That's ultimately my message. That's my little rant. I didn't know what else to say, so figured I'd share it. Anyway, gotta get out of here, gotta get this in. It's already midnight. Have a great weekend. Hey, by the way, some people engaged in the little family tradition, even if it was sitting on the couch watching a bad movie or two and riffing on it. I was so happy to hear that that was something that happened. I really was. Put a smile on my face. Do it again. I'm not kidding. Do it again. That reading just now can actually apply to that. You're doing for you and your family. Do it again. Spend time. We never really know how much time we have, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, High Notes, Sunday at 5-ish. We didn't do it last week because we would have been up against the Super Bowl and we would have lost, sadly. But Boots and I will be back on the horse this Sunday on High Notes. Come and join us. Download the app. Create an account. Come find me. We'll see you there. Alright. There's more Tarot Sunday. Come find us. Come see us. There's always tarot and oracles and runes on any given day on my channel, so just come see us. We'll be happy to have you. See you there.